Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yes, I'm back today with another one because we have some big updates on stimulus, unemployment, PPP, and EIDL. Let's get straight into the news. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Edward Bilder. To all my loyal subscribers out there, welcome back to another video. And if you're joining me for the first time today, welcome. Consider becoming a subscriber. I want to start off by talking about stimulus. A lot of the information on the stimulus checks that are out there, because many of you have been anticipating, as of March 26th, to see a check show up either in the paper form or electronic form, and that has not happened. That time is definitely busted. So a couple things that could be happening. One, it could have been garnished. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but this reconciliation bill was not able to prevent any type of garnishments. So if you had any type of collection out there from a private bank, they could have, if they had a court order, they could have garnished your stimulus check. SSI payments are also late. Now we are anticipating this to roll out here this upcoming week. If you received your SSI stimulus payment, let us know in the comments so we can let everybody else on this channel know that SSI payments have began processing. But they are now 2 weeks delayed. The IRS, of course, reached out to the SSI and the Department for SSI, and there's just been some delays in communications going back and forth, and it has not happened. They didn't have the list in hand in order to send out all these checks. I know it seems trivial, but you would almost think that list wouldn't have changed very much, right? Some new additions, some might have been removed from it, and of course, everybody in the middle, right? So I don't know. I don't really know what's happening there. It's not like they didn't know this was coming. Now, many of you are displeased. I'm getting a lot of comments on the channel here because I posted the new presentation of the big infrastructure bill, $2.2 trillion that President Biden wants to spend over the next 8 years. Let's call it his dream list. Let's call it whatever you want to call it. But he wants to spend 2.2 on infrastructure to improve service lines, water lines, clean water. Definitely focus on electric vehicles, reduction of emissions, carbon emissions, and roads, highways, bridges, trains, you name it, right? He wants to spend $2.2 trillion on this new movement. And many of you are displeased, leaving your comments, that he hasn't corrected the current issues that are surrounding pandemic, like the lapse in payments of stimulus checks, the fact that they were garnished, EIDL $10,000 grants for all applicants that requested the advance, and retro PPP, hashtag retro PPP, and that is for everybody who applied prior to March 3rd using their net formula instead of using their gross formula, and have yet to have the opportunity to go back in there and amend that. I will have some updates on EIDL 10K, and I will have some updates on retro PPP coming up here later in the video, so stay tuned. So yeah, I mean, many of you are very displeased with the fact that this is happening, and more importantly, some of the checks have been inaccurate. So there are some issues and glitches at the IRS. I mean, it is the third time they've done this. You would have think they would have ironed this out by now, but yeah, so if you have received a check and you know that you do not have any pending garnishments out there, back child support, etc., that your value is incorrect, you can calculate it yourself. I posted a video here. You can go check this video out to figure out what that total value should be. And you're going to have to get this reconciled. Now, the IRS is suggesting that they will automatically send you some kind of supplemental payment through the year here before 2021 expires. I'm really not seeing that as as something that we should really depend on and rely on. I hate to say that, because the IRS has been so bogged down. They really need to send some support over to the IRS pretty quickly, because this is going to really bottleneck and start to explode here. But you can go and amend this in 2022 on your 2021 taxes and gain the balance of your stimulus check. It's unfortunate you have to wait that long. I know money in your pocket today is much greater and more useful than money in your pocket in the future for many of you who are out there facing evictions and all kinds of problems with their mortgages. I wish you all the best, and I really do hope that the IRS gets this moving to get this resolved ASAP. And that's part of why everybody's saying, why is President Biden talking about this big new stimulus package? Fix the current issues. So get on top of your congressmen and women and let them know that you're frustrated about everything that's going on right now. Just a general announcement on unemployment. If you filed your 2020 taxes already and you claimed unemployment in the year 2020, the first $10,200 of that is tax free. So if you already paid into the IRS will supplement you and pay that back. You do not have to go and amend this. They will do it on their end and send a check out. I'm going to get into hashtag retro PPP. Just a basic update, PPP has been extended to May 31st, and that will also allow an additional 30 days to June 30th to continue processing loans. So get out there and apply for your draw number 1, draw number 2. This is a no credit check loan that turns into free forgivable money when you spend it on eligible expenses to pay yourself. Schedule C filers, gig workers, independent contractors, Uber drivers, small business owners, Instacart workers. You guys are all eligible for this program, and you may have never known it. So get out there and start to apply. Make sure you use the gross income. There are 2 forms. Use gross income application with the SBA because it is a much higher number than the net application, which is a much smaller number. Hashtag retro PPP. I've been seeing reports that, and I'm urging my community here, that if you're watching today, to work with your local credit union and determine if you can reapply for additional funding just as farmers did. So that means you applied with draw number 1 in net, and you want to go back to a credit union to see if you could apply for draw number 1 a second time using your gross to get that adjusted amount. Farmers were eligible to do this, and I did see a report recently that somebody tried this, was approved by the credit union, was also approved by the SBA. However, they did not, their fund is still pending. Whether that's still in review, I don't have the answer. And I'm asking people of our community to try this out, work with a local credit union and determine what that eligibility is, and then let us know here on this channel or report into me on my Instagram so that we could determine what the current position is at the SBA on this ruling as to whether or not, if you had a draw number 1, if you could go in and adjust that draw number 1 to get the balance from your net to your gross, just as farmers did. Now, I do know one other thing that stopped farmers. Well, there's really 2 other things that stopped farmers from getting that adjustment, and it was whether or not they received forgiveness for draw number 1, not eligible to adjust draw number 1 at all after that point, or if they received draw number 2, not eligible to go back and adjust draw number 1. So hashtag retro PPP. If this does not work for you and we still find that this movement needs to reach Congress, we're going to have to urge our congressmen and women, especially Ben Cardin in the Senate and on the Small Business Committee, to make sure he keeps this in the back of his mind when he's out there pushing new bills across the voting line. So hashtag retro PPP and alert Ben Cardin that we need to see this change. So if you have been one of the fortunate ones to receive your full balance of your PPP in gross, it may be a good time to change your future a bit and get out there and check out investing platforms. Right now, you could go to the description and check out Webull, who wants to give you 2 free stocks after you deposit $100 into the platform, valued up to $1,850. I think Webull is a pretty interesting platform that gives you opportunities every day to get free stocks, literally free stocks. I click 2 buttons a day, and you can check this out. This is a month worth of free stocks. There's about $2,000 worth of free stocks there by simply recommending this to my friends on Facebook, and when they sign up, I get all these free stocks. If I don't like those stocks, I just go and trade them in, or I could cash them in and take that $2,000 and do whatever I feel with it. So I think Webull's trying to support building a portfolio, and I think they do a great job at that, so check them out in the description. If you haven't already done so, you can support the channel and all the research I do here by tapping the like button. Every time you touch the like button, YouTube recommends this video to more and more people. It helps me on the channel, and you could also put me on your Facebook and Twitter by copying the title of this video and just pasting it into your Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to switch over to EIDL, the targeted grants, because there has been some progress here. Definitely you are starting to see grants being approved and funding arriving in a much greater amount. The original amount of people that were, I posted here probably 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, because people were starting to see funds land in their accounts, and I've seen their bank statements. However, those individuals already had a 4506 transcript on file at the IRS, or I'm sorry, at the SBA, or did not need to have any additional information requested from the SBA, and they were just approved and granted that fund. So do recall that you must be in a low-income community. You could find yourself on the map. You could also follow my 4 steps to EIDL. It walks you through finding yourself on the map and determining if you have a 30% reduction in gross receipts, and of course if you are 300 or fewer employees, to know how you qualify, and to also advance you if you had not received your invitation to the portal. There's some messages in there that helps you get your email sent to you much more quickly. So a couple things to look out for the targeted advanced grants. There are calls being made to you. They will come from a 202 area code or a 1-800 number from Texas. I'm not going to release this number on this channel because this is a vital lifeline designed to reach the people that qualify. And so if I were to release this number, if I wanted to really boost my ratings, if that's what I cared about, I could release this number in this channel. This would just go viral, but I don't want a lot of people calling back into the system that don't necessarily qualify. So make sure you qualify for the program. And I know it's tough, but you're going to have to wait patiently for that phone call to come. Now, they are not calling everybody. In some instances, you may just get yourself approved if everything is on file at the SBA. Things that they are requesting over emails are front and backs of your driver's license, and in some cases, some certifications that you are the person responsible for your LLCs. So that could be possible question. Now, if you get a phone call, they may ask you to verify your last 4 digits of your social security number, ask you what your mailing address is, and then ask you some security questions like what street were you born on, what's the last payment you made on your loan for a vehicle or mortgage, and how much was it, etc. Unfortunately, there are denial letters going out for the targeted advanced grants, and specifically because you did not meet the 30% reduction in gross receipts. That's quarter over quarter for an 8-week period of time, consecutive 8 weeks, from March 2nd until December 27th of 2020. You have to have a 8-week period in there that's consecutive, that you have a dip, a drop, decline of 30% or greater to receive and be eligible for the low income $10,000 full balance of your grant. Now, if you had a 50% reduction in gross receipt, you will be eligible for the additional $5,000 supplemental grant. We are waiting for the invitations and portals to be open for that balance of that additional $5,000 for the new grants. Currently, there are no new applications open at this time to go and apply for this grant. As far as denials go, a shift back to the 10K. As far as denials go on the $10,000 targeted advanced grants, there doesn't seem to be any reconsideration that's available. I've been asking many people to check their denial letter to see if there's any appeal process, and it doesn't seem that there is one at this time. Loan increases. I'm just going to dip over to loan increases really quick. Isabel Guzman, while she did take the chair, she still has a lot of work to do, a lot of things around the $10,000 grants, etc. So these loan increases, you could simply go and look at your EIDL loan value if you did receive a loan, and basically multiply it by 4x, but not make it anything greater than $500,000. You may receive a phone call or an email requesting if you'd like to increase, as a loan offer, increase this value of your current loan. You could also execute this through your portal. Once it becomes eligible, you'll see an area in there that you can increase it, and this value would be 4x'd from your original value. If you need further assistance outside of my free content, you could find me pinned in the top comment for a one-on-one consultation call. Remember, I'm always looking for new partners and investors in my BNBs or short-term rentals. So if you'd like to talk about that, you could find me pinned in the top comment as well. So take some of the stimulus money and get out there and change your futures. It's time to start investing. You can check out Webull and BlockFi in the description. And remember, leaving a comment will enroll you into my next giveaway, because when I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm picking a random comment from a subscriber to give $500 to. That's going to do it for today, folks. I thank you all again, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.